a UPS system lacks a neutral output, but one is needed for 120 volts loads, an autotransformer can be used to generate a neutral. The overall method is to use an autotransformer. Firstly, determine the required neutral current. This involves calculating the total neutral current required for all the loads to be saved in the UPS output. Secondly, select a suitable autotransformer. The autotransformer should have a rating equal to or greater than the calculated required neutral current. Critically, the autotransformer should have a primary voltage rating of 208 volts and a secondary voltage rating of 120 volts. Thirdly, connect the autotransformer. Connect the primary terminals of the autotransformer to the load and L2 output terminals of the UPS. Then, connect the secondary terminals of the autotransformer to a subpanel that will serve the 120 volts loads. Fourthly, bond the neutral. The neutral terminal of the autotransformer must be bonded to the grounding system at the subpanel. For example, if the total neutral current required is 20 amps, select an autotransformer with at least a 20 amps rating. The primary voltage rating should be 208 volts, and the secondary voltage rating should be 120 volts. Caution should be exercised during this process. It is crucial to use a qualified electrician to install the autotransformer. Ensure that the autotransformer is properly sized and connected, and never connect the utility supplied neutral to the output side of the UPS. The benefits of this method are several. Firstly, it provides a neutral for the UPS output where one did not previously exist. Secondly, it allows for the installation of a subpanel to serve 120 volts loads. Thirdly, it isolates the UPS output from the utility neutral, reducing the risk of ground loops and other electrical issues. Remember that working with electrical systems can be dangerous, and you should always follow all applicable safety regulations and codes. If you are not comfortable working with electrical systems, you should hire a qualified electrician to do the work. Autotransformers are different from isolation transformers. An autotransformer is a type of transformer that uses only one winding for both the primary and secondary circuits. This means that the primary and secondary circuits are electrically connected. An isolation transformer, on the other hand, uses two separate windings for the primary and secondary circuits. This means that the primary and secondary circuits are electrically isolated from each other. Autotransformers are typically smaller and less expensive than isolation transformers, but they do not provide the same level of electrical isolation. In the context of generating a neutral for a UPS system, an autotransformer is suitable because the goal is to create a voltage transformation to derive the 120 volts needed for certain loads while maintaining a common ground reference. Since the UPS is already providing power conditioning and isolation from the main utility supply, the additional isolation provided by an isolation transformer is not always necessary. However, it is crucial to ensure that the autotransformer is properly sized and installed to avoid any safety hazards. When selecting an autotransformer, consider the continuous current and voltage requirements of the 120 volts loads. Choose a model that can handle the maximum current draw of these loads without overheating or causing voltage drops. Also, pay attention to the autotransformer's impedance, as this could affect the voltage regulation and stability of the 120 volt circuit. A lower impedance generally results in better voltage regulation, but it can also increase the fault current in the event of a short circuit. Local electrical codes and regulations may have specific requirements for the installation and grounding of autotransformers. Be sure to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the installation complies with all applicable codes. Proper grounding is essential for safety and to prevent electrical noise from interfering with sensitive equipment. When connecting the autotransformer, use appropriately sized conductors and terminals. Make sure that all connections are tight and secure to prevent arcing or overheating. It is also a good idea to use a torque wrench to tighten the terminals to the manufacturer's specified torque value. After the autotransformer is installed, test the voltage and current at the subpole to ensure that they are within the acceptable range. Use a calibrated voltmeter and ammeter to take accurate measurements. If the voltage or current is outside of the acceptable range, troubleshoot the installation to identify and correct any problems. Periodically inspect the autotransformer and associated wiring for any signs of damage or wear. Look for loose connections, cracked insulation, or corrosion. If any problems are found, repair or replace the affected components immediately. Also, keep the autotransformer clean and free of dust and debris to prevent overheating. Furthermore, consider the impact of the autotransformer on the overall efficiency of the UPS system. Autotransformers can introduce some losses, which can reduce the overall efficiency of the system. Choose a high-efficiency autotransformer to minimize these losses. Also, consider the environmental conditions in which the autotransformer will be operating. If the autotransformer will be exposed to high temperatures, humidity, or corrosive substances, choose a model that is designed to withstand these conditions. In some cases, it may be necessary to install the autotransformer in a separate enclosure to protect it from the environment. Depending on the specific application, it may be necessary to install additional protection devices, such as surge suppressors or fuses, to protect the autotransformer and the connected equipment from damage. Consult with a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate protection devices for your application. Keep detailed records of the autotransformer's installation, maintenance, and testing. This will help you to track its performance over time and to identify any potential problems before they become serious. The record should include the autotransformer's model number, serial number, installation date, and any maintenance or repairs that have been performed. When working with electrical systems, always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. Never work on live electrical circuits unless you are properly trained and authorized to do so. If you are not sure how to perform a task safely, consult with a qualified electrician. Before working on any electrical equipment, always energize the circuit by turning off the circuit breaker or removing the fuse. Verify that the circuit is energized by using a voltage tester. Also, follow lockout-tagout procedures to prevent the circuit from being accidentally re-energized while you are working on it. In addition to generating a neutral for UPS system, autotransformers can also be used in a variety of other applications such as voltage regulation, power distribution, and motor starting. They are a versatile and cost-effective solution for many electrical applications. However, it is important to understand their limitations and to use them properly to avoid any safety hazards. Consider the potential for harmonics when using an autotransformer with nonlinear loads, such as electronic devices or fluorescent lighting. Harmonics can cause overheating, voltage distortion, and other problems. If harmonics are a concern, consider using a harmonic filter or a K-rated autotransformer. A K-rated autotransformer is designed to withstand the heating effects of harmonics. Also, be aware of the potential for inrush current when energizing an autotransformer. Inrush current is a large surge of current that can occur when the autotransformer is first energized. This inrush current can trip circuit breakers or damage equipment. To mitigate the effects of inrush current, consider using a soft start circuit or a current limiting device. Another important consideration is the autotransformer's insulation class. The insulation class indicates the maximum temperature that the autotransformer's insulation can withstand. Choose an autotransformer with an insulation class that is appropriate for the operating temperature of the application. Finally, be sure to properly dispose of any old or damaged autotransformers. Autotransformers contain materials that can be harmful to the environment if they are not disposed of properly. Contact a local recycling center or hazardous waste disposal facility for information on how to properly dispose of autotransformers. When installing the subpanel, ensure that it is properly sized to accommodate the 120 volts loads. Consider the total current draw of all the loads that will be connected to the subpanel and choose a subpanel with a sufficient ampacity rating. Also, be sure to install the appropriate circuit breakers to protect the circuits from overcurrent. Use appropriately sized conductors for all wiring connections in the subpanel. The conductor size should be based on the ampacity of the circuit and the length of the run. Consult the National Electrical Code or other applicable codes for guidance on conductor sizing. When making wiring connections in the subpanel, use proper wiring techniques and tools. Ensure that all connections are tight and secure to prevent arcing or overheating. Also, use wire connectors that are appropriate for the conductor size and type. Label all circuits in the subpanel clearly and accurately. This will make it easier to identify and troubleshoot circuits in the future. Also, provide a circuit directory that lists the loads that are connected to each circuit. After the subpanel is installed, test all circuits to ensure that they are working properly. Use a voltage tester to verify that the voltage is correct, and use a circuit tester to verify that the circuits are properly wired. Also, test the ground fault circuit interrupters to ensure that they are functioning correctly. Periodically inspect the subpanel and associated wiring for any signs of damage or wear. Look for loose connections, cracked insulation, or corrosion. If any problems are found, repair or replace the affected components immediately. Also, keep the subpanel clean and free of dust and debris. When working on the subpanel, always de-energize the circuit by turning off the circuit breaker. Verify that the circuit is de-energized by using a voltage tester. Also, follow lockout tagout procedures to prevent the circuit from being accidentally re-energized while you are working on it. Never work on live electrical circuits unless you are properly trained and authorized to do so. If you are not sure how to perform a task safely, consult with a qualified electrician. Remember to consider the location of the subpanel when choosing a location. Choose a location that is easily accessible and that is protected from the elements. Also, be sure to comply with all applicable codes and regulations when installing the subpanel. In addition to providing power to 120 volts loads, the subpanel can also be used to provide power to other types of loads, such as lighting, appliances, and equipment. However, it is important to ensure that the subpanel is properly sized and wired to accommodate the loads that will be connected to it. Also, be sure to install the appropriate circuit breakers to protect the circuits from overcurrent. Furthermore, consider the impact of the subpanel on the overall electrical system. The subpanel can add to the electrical load on the system, and it is important to ensure that the system has sufficient capacity to handle the additional load. If the system does not have sufficient capacity, it may be necessary to upgrade the service entrance or other components of the system. Finally, be sure to properly maintain the subpanel to ensure that it continues to operate safely and reliably. This includes periodically inspecting the subpanel, testing the circuits, and cleaning the subpanel. Also, be sure to repair or replace any damaged components promptly. By following these tips, you can ensure that the autotransformer and subpanel are properly installed and maintained, and that the electrical system operates safely and reliably. Always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems and consult with a qualified electrician if you have any questions or concerns. The proper installation and application of an autotransformer can provide a reliable and efficient solution for generating a neutral in a UPS system, allowing for the safe and effective use of 120 volts loads.